big update day for the Mustang. A lot of new stuff, lots of parts, lots of brainstorming. We're gonna get into the nitty gritty of it. If you don't want to see that, go to this timestamp. Whatever I put right here, go there. We're still waiting on a bunch of parts. We've got a lot of parts in, but we have some stuff to do today. If you want to see that, go to that timestamp. If not, here's what we have. Last episode, you guys saw us cut the car up and put the K member in. I, since then, have ruined, essentially, a brand new $600 K member. That one hurt me a little bit. But it was the only way to get this differential to fit. So we put the motor mats out of it. This side still has, as you can see, this side still has this brace, or this structure, and then this brace in the middle. That side does not. There's still more we need to cut out of it, but that's gone. That's the only way this stuff would fit. You can see we have the axle in here. We have the GTR knuckles and brakes. And this is the hardest part we've done so far, is this upper control arm. So some of the parts we've been waiting on and we have in are these GTR knuckles with the brake calipers. I got a smoking deal on these things. We have 3 of these. I had an extra. There was an extra one I ordered for some reason I can't remember now. We have the brake calipers. They had this weird control arm piece. This like weird upper control arm piece that normally goes on the top. We're not using that because this is just not gonna fit. So the reason we have to go with the upper control arm is obviously so the knuckle doesn't just like wobble around. You need something to hold the top of it. On the Mustangs, normally they have the strut, the whole control arm, whatever you have on your Mustang, to hold the top. These ones didn't have that. We could have designed something around it, but then it was hanging down really low and would have hit the axle, and we could have shortened them and got custom ones. That's just whatever. So I came up with this idea of using an upper control arm. Well, my dad helped me out because he has an older Mustang and they came with upper control arms. And so we threw out this idea, did some research, found this one. That's actually pretty cool. It matches the angle, the top of this knuckle, if you come to the side, has this weird like angle on it. And this, it's supposed to be a bushing in here, but we're gonna use a spherical bearing. That cup actually matches that angle pretty well. I have a 3D printed spherical bearing just for mock-up. All these little adapters and spacers that allow us to put this bolt down through it. And it all works out pretty well. We have parts on the way for the spherical bearings. We have custom parts being made, which, so that the spacer piece you guys just saw, we have that being made. Another piece I'll come show you. So this piece is what goes on the bottom knuckle. So you guys saw what goes on the top, which is a couple of different spacers. We'll probably change that design around here and there. And then the spherical bearing. There's gonna be another piece on top of that we have to design for what we're gonna do with the suspension, which I'll show you guys in a minute. This piece goes on the bottom of the knuckle. It's broken right now. It's supposed to be one piece that I designed all this and 3D printed all of this myself. But basically the stock ball joints on the bottom look like this. And so I made this piece basically the same thing. And then what it does is it has this little piece. This is not the right bolt. This piece that goes down in here and captures the little bolt. And then pretty perfectly, it slides on in there. I'm not gonna put it all the way in because that's how it broke the last time, because it fits so perfectly that you have to pry it back out, which is what it's supposed to be. But when you make them out of metal, they don't break. It's just plastic, so that broke. What are we gonna do with the suspension? There's obviously not a lot of room up here in the shock tower. So we're still debating, but we think we're gonna build a piece on top of here. And we're gonna do what's called a push rod or cantilever suspension. So they have it on F1 cars, a lot of super high-end road race cars, they have them. Basically, normally you have your control arm, you put a coilover right here, and as the wheel gets pushed up, it compresses the spring, whatever. We don't have room for that. So what you do is you take a rod, just some kind of metal rod, and you take it to wherever you need it to go, and then you have this rocker piece. The rod pushes the rocker, the other side of the rocker pushes down on the coilover. So we're gonna do something like that. We're gonna have this big bar that comes across here to mount the diff, and we're gonna mount those on top of there. Lots of designing, lots of geometry that we're gonna need to understand that I am slowly researching and figuring out. Oh, I forgot to mention we have these lower control arms. They're pretty cool. They just allowed, normally on the Mustangs, the ball joint goes up and then the knuckle sits on top of that. These ones have just a spherical bearing or like a Heim joint. And you're supposed to use an adapter that mounts to it. These knuckles use that type of mounting anyways. So it actually worked out pretty perfectly. There's a lot of stuff we need to figure out, like the steering geometry. We might need to raise the knuckles up a little bit because the angle of these axles is weird. We still need another axle for that side. I'm having trouble finding one that's not like this one. I think I bought for like $200. I've found some pairs you can buy for like $1,000. That's expensive. And then I found one that was just that side for like $500. So I think that's a fair price for it, but I'm trying to find one cheaper. Just because none of them are in good condition. And I don't want to pay $500 for a bad condition axle. Biggest news of the Mustang, which I maybe should have mentioned this earlier. Technically, we're building a mid-engine all-wheel drive Mustang. Because if you notice, this is kind of where the motor used to go. It can no longer go there. So we had to cut the firewall out and basically put the motor in the car. And the definition of a mid-engine car is a car that has the motor in front of the rear axle but behind the front axle. So technically, it's a mid-engine all-wheel drive car. Some of the all-wheel drive custom ones out there, they still have the motor kind of sitting above it or like right around it. So technically not mid-engine, but this one will be. Also the fact that we're gonna have to move the front seat basically to where the back seat is. Not fully, but like right up against it. So I'm gonna be sitting way back in the car. That little explanation I just did was the last 2 months of work, designing and 3D printing and experimenting and waiting on parts and researching everything. Like it's been a journey, but you know, I knew what I was getting myself into. So yeah, we're gonna get this. This is just a mock-up right now, so we're just gonna get this stuff apart, and we have to start cutting apart the cam member, and then the brakes. They're not in the greatest condition, so they probably need a good like reconditioning. So we're probably gonna take those apart and let them soak in some degreaser, rust removal, something, and then come back and paint them and put new seals in them. So we're gonna start that today. Not a ton of work we're doing, but just some stuff that needs to get done. Also, mostly just an update video for you guys so you can see the progress and get excited about it. Because it's definitely coming together. I know maybe last time, just talking about it, you guys couldn't really see the vision. And now we have parts and proof and experimental 3D printed parts that are getting made out of metal and all that. So definitely excited for you guys to see all of it. I did want to show you guys real quick before we get started some of the details on the inside that we're gonna have to figure out. The motor, so the back of the motor, because it's being so far back, the back of the motor before the bell housing, not including the bell housing, sits about right here now. It used to sit up there. So it's gonna sit right about where the shifter tunnel starts, or the shifter hole starts. Now the problem with that is the motor is like 2 feet wide. So that means it comes out to like, the header comes out to like somewhere like right in here. That's right where my foot needs to go for the gas. So none of that is gonna work anymore. So my seat is gonna have to be like back here, and we're gonna have to make like a custom pedal box. They have some out there with like the little hydraulic cylinders and the brake master cylinder and all that. So we're gonna have to do a hydraulic clutch. The clutch cable or the throttle cable, we'll figure that out. That's fine. I doubt we're getting the passenger seat in here. Especially with because we're gonna have to cut even more out on that side for the drive shaft. Yeah. This is also to become my cardboard storage currently, and there's some motorcycle parts over there. Which, if you guys are excited about motorcycles, there will be some content soon because I have parts coming for the motorcycles. And then the Ducati is actually getting. There's one little thing I want to do to the Ducati before I tear it apart. One little thing. And then it's getting torn apart, and we're like gonna figure out how to paint it and put it back together and redo it. So if you guys are interested in motorcycles, we're gonna have that too. But this is a Mustang video, so we're gonna get the Mustang stuff. So just like this side, you can see we cut out the this brace right here. It's not even really a brace; it's the main structure. So we're gonna have to re-brace that somewhere else, but we'll figure it out. So we're gonna cut that out over here. Cut this brace. Then we flip it over this spring perch down here. We're gonna have to cut that off, and then honestly. Most of this is gonna go away too. We really just need this center section for the bolt holes. I wish we might need to fill this in to give it some more strength because that's just not going to be a lot of material right there. But we'll figure that out at a later date. For now, it will be fine. And then we're just going to grind some of the extra little nubs down to make it look better.
It been plenty times that I could have died. Lucky Sunny Slinger got 100 lives.
Not a spark, a piece of hot metal.
Oh shit.
Yeah, don't wear Crocs like me. You should.
Knock the wings out and I'ma flip my pinky with it. Straight up peek it, I get jiggy with it. You with it, then we can get it going. Talking to you, you just to see me cold head of the state and I cannot be demoted. I put this hit on the snake and make a hold it 2 out the meter. Can't say too many ways that I need her. It's a bread on the plate, she a eater. Needs a bread on the plate for the feature. I'm a beast, little boy, I'm a creature. Ain't no
Cable member's back in the car. Everything is cut off of it. It fits. I mean, it fits the same. We didn't change that, but. To you, it probably looks the same. To us, we were able to move the diff over way farther. Secondly, we don't need the brakes for any of this mock-up stuff, and honestly, it's making the knuckles kind of heavy to work with. So they're pretty much shot because I got them from a guy who got them in some like random car deal, and they were just sitting in a box for like 10 years. So the rubber seals on them are broken and cracked and all that. So I have some new ones coming, but for now, we need to fully take them apart, and we're just gonna let them soak in some like rust removal. They're not really rusty, but they have some corrosion on them. And there's 2 of them. And Jamal doesn't really do mechanics like I do, so I'm gonna let him take one apart and see if he can figure it out.
Let's not do that.
All right, Jamal. I've given you. Okay, here's the knuckle. This is a random knuckle that we have with a brake caliper on it, and here's some of the tools you might need. But you have the whole toolbox available to you. So I need you to take it off of the I need to take it off of the knuckle, and I need you to take it apart. I want to see if we can figure it out.
We're gonna be here all day. We're gonna be all day.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it.
All right. So first we need to. I feel like we are missing tools. Actually.
I wouldn't say that's
We don't
everything.
need,
I said that there's maybe a couple there that
Oh,
can
these
help
already
you.
loose?
Yeah, I didn't put them on tight.
Oh. All right. First thing. Yeah. Watch this. Like I must not even need to do this. There you go.
Oh, also a quick note on the brakes. This doesn't matter. This won't matter for a while, but the R32 GTRs, they came with the brake calipers, the Nissan brake calipers. They use like an 11.5-inch rotor. The Cobras, even with my 17-inch wheels, you can fit a 13-inch rotor, which is what comes stock on the Cobras. It's about the only thing you can fit without going to a bigger wheel. I really don't want to go to a bigger wheel.
Yeah.
But the R33s came with a 13-inch rotor. But they came with really expensive Brembo brake calipers. I didn't want those. But you can get kits that give a little bracket to push the R32 caliper outwards and use the 13-inch rotor. So we will be buying one of those. But for now, these work. That does not matter for anything we're doing right now. That was just something I wanted to mention. All right, we got it off. You can get that out of here. Get it out.
We don't need this?
Get it out. All right, so we got it off the knuckle. What do you think the next step is?
Next step?
Okay, so here, just so you know how this stuff works. I'm not gonna tell you how to do it. But what we're doing is so this is a 2-piece caliper. So it comes apart. There's a line like right here. These bolts hold it together. I'll give you that. These little rubber boots have to come off. And then these little pistons have to come out. That's pretty much it.
And do we not need to get the
before you
do we
damage
not need
it.
to like take the 2-piece apart?
No, because you need in order to get it out. Well, you can, but the easiest way to get it out is to blow compressed air through it to push the pistons out. Which, if you take it apart, only 1/2 is going to be able to get air.
Makes sense. So we have to take them out on both sides.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Did you get it?
I got something. I don't know.
Okay, you inadvertently did the right thing. There's a little
O-ring?
metal ring that holds it on there. I wasn't gonna tell you about.
I didn't mean to do that. I mean, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, no,
know
definitely knows what he's doing. Can you get the rubber off of the other one?
Oh,
Isn't that the one that? Wait, which one came with the? That's the one
This
that ring
one,
came off.
yeah.
Just pull the rubber off. Just pull it all the way off.
Oh. If I can get
It should come over. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Which I'm not even sure you necessarily need the compressed air.
Yeah.
Because if you just, these are already kind of messed up, so we can just grab them with some pliers and pull them out. I'm pretty sure. They might be seized though. There's a definitely a good chance that they're just seized up and rusted inside.
Oh.
All right, before we try to get these other rubbers off, see if the pistons will come out. They're already messed up, so I think we're gonna get new ones. So just try to pull them out. If you mess them up, we'll just definitely be getting new ones.
All right, let's see.
So try the one on the right first, because that was the first one we did.
All right. Let's leverage in here. I literally can't.
They're stuck. Okay, try the other one. Try the other one.
All right. Or not.
Oh, so they're just all stuck. Look, let's put it in the vise. How about that? That'll actually help. Okay. Oh, it's coming out.
I see it.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Oh. I guess I should have expected it to be fluid. I don't know why I was surprised. Oh. Honestly, yeah, it's the same on this one. It's just the... You can get that off with like some Scotch-Brite. This... it looks surface. It looks like surface rust.
Yeah.
I mean, it's thick, but...
Still surface, maybe.
Oh, so are these not... These are they not aluminum? So how is it rusting? Unless it's
Oh.
I don't have anything magnetic.
Mm.
I think the screwdriver's magnetic. No, it's kind of sticking to it.
Is it?
I can feel. I mean, it's not sticking to it, but like
You can feel the.
I can feel the force of it. Yeah. So they must be.
I guess they're steel. Man.
They must be. I kind of took over this project, but
When did your?
they were
vice
stuck, so I
specialties-
I had to try. And just like everything, it's really easy to come apart.
Yep.
A pain in the ass to put back together. Oh.
Oh, there goes more fluid.
Another one.
That one looked about the same.
Yeah, same thing. Where it's the inside's fine, but the outside is horrible. Let's not lose those. Inside here, there's these two little rubber washers. These are actually in great condition, so we're gonna set those aside. Again, rebuild kit would come with them, but if the ones that come with it suck, or are broken or missing, which happens, we can reuse those. Or just mangling this thing.
Oh my god, boy.
There it is. There it is.
So this one was clearly in the worst condition ever before.
You don't know why though.
There's like gunk on the sides too.
Yeah, there was the back of all of them were pretty clean. This one's dirty. Oh, this one, yeah, this one has a lot more corrosion on the actual walls. But yeah, that we chewed that up. You see the edge right there? Yeah. So at least one of those will have to be replaced. But for today, that's it. We just quick little update video, some little shenanigans, cutting stuff up again. Stuff is coming together. Hopefully you guys can see at the beginning of the video, we're getting the diff mounted, the control arms are getting figured out, the knuckles are getting figured out. Lots of stuff to come. We got what? I'm trying to get this ready by Mustang week. Not the Texas one, but the one in September at Myrtle Beach. That's 9 months away. So we have 9 more months to finish this thing, which seems like a long time. And it kind of is in terms of like people waiting for updates on the videos. But looking back, you're gonna be like, holy crap, that went by fast. I hope you guys are getting even more excited every time we put out a video. Because honestly, the way that looked, where the control arms were sitting there, it was kind of mocked up, that just gets me so excited. So I hope you guys liked the video. We'll see you in the next one.